Okay, let's finish it next. An animation of our dandelions. So first of all, this dandelion animation. Let's analyze it. It will match our previous animation. They all look different. So let's first draw a vision. That dandelion has a mirror. Then there is a big head on it. So its animation will form a. This is the effect. That is to say, its roots. The hole will be smaller. So from halfway up this mirror, it will shake from side to side, right? So its entire animation is in the upper part. In that case, it will have an effect of bending and deformation. It doesn't move much down there, so it uses animation. It's different from the way our other objects animate. For example, our little flowers. The key pins in the position are used, right? Grass, we are using the key stitch on the spin. And our little bubble uses displacement, right? Different from them all. So what method should we use to make dandelions? Let's take a look. First, in order to implement this animation, I need to remove the liquid lens underneath it first. Let's make the bigger one first. Delete it first. Because the liquid mirror is now a cylinder, not very suitable for the animation we are going to do next. That's still the same as before. Let's finish an animation of a dandelion. Let's copy it. Because there are a total of the following 4 in our scene, then there will be 3 on the stage. So we have a total of 7 such animations, right? So we will do it as a second level. Then just copy 7 groups. Let's see how it should be done. Let's put its head here. Nothing changes. Then its mirror. We can use curves here to create. Build. The curve here, I use a plugin. Can use it. Then we start from the bottom up. Let's draw a small curve. In fact, there are 2 points. Pull it down. Pull it up. Press enter. In this case, we created a curve. Then we can enter one of its editing modes. You can see, we'll have 2 little control handles above and below our curve, right? So if none of us have installed this plugin, you can also use its original curve object. For example, we can create a new one first. CB plus A use this curve. It's the first Bezier curve inside. It is lying on the ground, right? We give it Re 90. You can just let it stand up. Their properties are exactly the same. Let's modify it. You will see it inside. There will be some small handles, right? It's the same thing. Same thing. It just has a curve. After a small plugin, you can draw it directly. Just use some more with us. How to use other software. It's almost the same. Then the plugin. I will also put it below our video. Then if we all need it, we can download it directly. Good. So if there is a curve, what should we do here? We can put our dandelions. First dock it to the top of its curve. So let's take a look. It's roughly a location like this. I think there is no problem. Then after putting it away, we choose curved. In your marginal mode, select the top vertex of the curve. Select it. After selecting it, we use snap keys. Ctrl plus H. There will be a hook option here. Let's just select the first one. Hook to a new object. This new object will be automatically created for us. Just a new axis. Let's ignore it first. Then select the lower vertices. Note that it is the vertex on the curve. In edit mode, after selecting, also press Ctrl H. We hook it up to a new object. Okay, in this case we pass 2 hooks. Put these 2 points on the hook. What's the use? We'll talk about it later. Then we go back to object mode. Make the lower hook smaller. Smaller hook on top. Let's be smaller too. Just select it and move it. Next you see we select the hook. Just go and shake it left and right. Isn't that a little bit? Our objects. A feeling of blowing in the wind. The lower part barely moves. Of course you can also move the lower part. So the second half. Let's make it the root of a dandelion. Just stick to the ground. For the upper part, we can just move it from side to side. Of course the same method. You go and make grass here. The effect is also possible. But our grass. Now the model is a sphere. Our current hook. In fact, it is hung on a curve. So there should be a binding relationship between them. Good. Then our current line. It is a curve. And it's very, very detailed. Unlike the objects here, it has a thickness. Curve like this. When we go to render, it will not be rendered. So if you want your curve to be rendered, we need to select this curve among the data attributes on the right. Let's look down. Find below. We found that there is a geometric data inside. Unfold it. At the bottom of the geometry data, there will be a chamfer rollout also expanded. There will be 3 options here. It defaults to above the circle. We can add a width value to it. That is to say, it means, let our curve turn into a cylinder state. Right? Let's take a look. A little thick now. We just use an effect of 0.015. I think it's okay now. Then we let the curve associate with a dark green material here. Just connect it. Then our dandelion ball above. We can place it in a center of our object. Just put it like this. Then if you put it like this, when we go to move it, our ball doesn't move with it. Then there is one last operation. That is, we can put this ball as the subpole facing the empty space above. Be careful to choose the ball first. Then select this empty direction. Use shortcut key Ctrl+P. We choose to constrain to. This is bound to one of our abdominal muscles. Then we can shake it. We just need to make an animation like this, either left or right. Or you can just let it swing from side to side, right? If you shake left and right, you need 3 key pieces of paper, right? Go up like this way. So actually you can also pan left and right. You can also pan left and right. Very simple. Longer. Look left and right. It feels like it's slightly tilted, which is okay. So in this case, we have a very interesting binding effect. Isn't it? You can also move it left and right below. So if we move it now, you need a whole negative electrode. Let's take a look. We select the object below. Use the accounting key Shift+S. This accounting key is mainly for cursors. We can take a look. The bottom option. The cursor selects the item, or the selected item versus the cursor. We mainly use this. It means, point our cursor directly to our. Move the axis of the selected object below upwards. After coming over, let's add a. Let's create another object. To be theirs. Common to a big abs. Among the objects we are looking for, let's find one that's different from the other shapes. Because we have used the axis, you can also use arrows. Rings will do too. Cubes will do too. We use a small cube. Zoom out a little. Ctrl+A applies zoom. Note the empty object we created here. None of them will be rendered. Just used as a proxy object. Okay, then we need to put the above objects. Everything is bound to the small canopy block below. Let's bind it. In this case, we just need to go through it. Just go rotate or something like that. What about it? Do we need to do the last animation? There is a question now. After I finish doing this, it's actually been given to it alone. It is no longer itself, right? There is a little mistake in our logic here. We can rebind it to it. Okay, let's check again. It's no problem. It's also no problem. We have no problem using it. Okay, then let's make a simple animation for it. Isn't it? So first of all, now it is an effect of the first shot. We press K key. Let's record its location. We better come to our camera view. Camera view. Let's change it first. The location is here first. K first. Let's check its location. Then we also put our time frame to 51 frames. Let it cycle. Then inside we can go to, say, 19 frames. Let's move it to this side again. Take another look at the location. So now it is such a location. Right. Let's take a look at the effect. Seems a little faster. Seems a little faster. If it's a little bit fast, we want it to be a little bit slower. Let's take a look. Still a little bit faster. Let's first make it a loop. In fact, there is another problem. It wobbles a little too much. You can make it sway a little bit smaller. Let the center open it. Right? If the shaking position is slightly smaller, will be better. It seems like there's a little too much to the right. Let's delete frame 51 first. Let's do the first frame first. Let's make it shake a little less. 26 frames is slightly smaller. Take a look. Okay, then drag our first frame to frame 51. Now 52. Okay, let's take a look again. It's okay now. Where it is, we can make it go down a little bit. It's a feeling of going down, up, down, up. In this case, we have completed an animation of it. Then we only need to copy its entirety. Let's look for it here. Name it Dandelion. Okay, so the original Dandelion's in our scene. It can be deleted. Use it directly to do the previous replacement. I want to take a look at your animation. Don't just stick it into your wall. Isn't it? So let's move in a little bit. Then double-click. Be sure to double-click to copy. Save DX, come this way. Then select its gradation. Let's zoom out a little bit. Select the part of the controller above it that is responsible for animation. Adjust its time frame position slightly. Keep them from being completely in sync. It would be better now. There are also two hollow sounds on the other side. Let's delete one first. CVD it. Let's take CVZ over there. Let's check their locations first. Don't let it plug into the wall. That wouldn't look good. Let's pull the animation. There should be no problem now. Then the small empty sound is deleted. Double-click. Then copy it again. Okay, then make it smaller. We can direct it. Flip it slightly. Flip to this side. Right? Just flip it around. After I flip it like this, I will encounter a new problem. It's our little ball, have you seen it? The position above it. Right? There seems to be a slight change in direction and location. What if it changes? You can select it individually. Then double-click the R key on our keyboard. RR. You can rotate it manually. Let it rotate to a suitable position. Let's take a look. Let's hang out together, right? Swing together. We still select them. Then change their time frames. Let's take a look. Like this. That's all right now. Then the upper part is also. We will have a Pikachu nearby. There will also be an animation of a dandelion. Let's get it first. Where it should be. Here. Then we can also rotate the direction slightly. Then if the direction of your little ball changes, let's turn it around. It's such a shaking. Select its control axis. Let's change its time. Above you will find some locations. Our crayons will also be hidden, because when the crayon is created, it will automatically create a keyframe, so it will take effect after it. The previous keyframe will disappear. Then our animation starts from the first frame forward. In the future, so there is no animation at frame 0 minus 1 frame forward, right? So we are all the parts that take effect later. Good. And so are the dandelions inside. We use it. Copy safe D, safe Z. Take it over. We use it. Zoom out. Little dandelion. Then let's change its time frame. . There can be another smaller one in the distance. Safe C. Square. We can make a slight rotation. Then the ball also turns around. Let's adjust its time frame a little bit. Same as this big one. Just make it slightly different. Okay, let's take a look again. Now in the scene, 7 little dandelions. Their animation has already been completed. Very good. Okay, then next, let's finish it. An animation of our little Pikachu. Then there are several positions that need animation. The first is its small ears. There will be some simple animations. The little eyes will have some animations, but they are all relatively simple animations. The animation of the little eyes is just a smash. So we can do the previous one. Just compress the animation up and down the Z-axis. Very simple. We can also use Ctrl-Go for these 2 little eyes. Combine them into one object. In this case, it's okay if we operate at the same time. So let's do some animation of little eyes. If you have small eyes, we all don't have to do the cycle. Just find a few locations for it to hit. For example, we come to frame 24. At 24 frames, it is the state of eyes open. We can press the K key, record its scaling value, then jump 3 stitches backward. 25, 26, 27. 27 stitches we flatten it. That is, the state of blinking. Press K key to record zoom. Then put the 24th needle in the state of eyes open. Also copy 3 stitches backwards. Let's take a look. Okay, that is to say, then our 24 needles go forward. Its eyes open. Then 30 stitches back. Also with eyes open. That's it. Then our overall 250 stitches. You can make it blink randomly. I can make a few more copies. Some can be smashed a little denser. Some can be slightly less. So they will be fine. Right? Let's take a look at the overall animation. It will have an eye-smashing animation. Very good. With this eye-popping animation, looks much more flexible. Then let's animate its little ears. Little ears animation. It's when the 2 ears hit each other in the middle. Then point forward and then restore it back. Right? Bump it, point it forward, and then restore it. What about the 2 actions? In fact, they are all rotation animations. Then since the rotation animation, it has something to do with its axis of rotation. So let's first change its axis to the bottom. Control period we open its axis. Let's move down a bit. Just put it inside its body. So what if this is the case? It feels like it can rotate. In this case, we can actually delete it first. Actually, we can just do one side. Let's do it first. Then let's take a look at one of its actions. First of all, it won't hit your ears as soon as you come up. Let's let it stop for a while. Where do we let it start? Let's start with 48 frames. At 48 frames, let's give it a rotating animation. But note that I am not rotating it this time. Then from 48 frames to 60 frames, let's make it rotate inward. In other words, let the 2 ears collide. We use this center line as a reference point. That is our current left ear. Just put it here. Here we go and do the last rotation again. So that means it doesn't turn at all in front. Go around here. After turning around for a while, come back quickly. Then we can put this 48 pin. Put it behind. Could be a little faster. Let's take a look. Still not fast enough. We will continue its time frame. Keep getting closer. I think it's not fast enough. Can be faster. Let's take a look. Very good. Get closer. I think there is actually one missing effect in it. In other words, when they are brought together. Before getting together, we need to open it up a little bit. Open it a little. Then merge it in the middle. So we add an outward rotating needle here. That is to say, it is outward. Then come closer to the middle. Yes, it's like this. Let me take a look. Let's stretch it a little bit more. So our current animation will be heavy. Click to see how it feels. I think it's okay. Let's take a look again. Okay. So now our left ear. Its animation has already been completed. It is a rotating animation. Then let's make its right ear. For the right ear, you can actually put the left ear, right? Also connect a negative electrode. Then the finished animation. Copy directly to the right and rotate in one direction. Just let it come towards you. Just follow us and make some other blades of grass below. These little leaves and grass. The animation effect is the same. Then we can also work with it. It has the same effect. Just do it in reverse. Also first do the previous rotation at frame 48. Then we get to frame 53. Let's go directly. Let's take a look. I forgot a little question here. Looks good. Its walking needs to be taken down. Then at frame 53, pull it aside a little. Left and right angles. Actually, you don't need to be exactly the same. I think it's a little bit. A different feeling will be better. To 56 frames. Then it hits back too. Okay, let's take a look. Hit. Then open. The opening time is 58 frames. We can make it open. When it opens, you don't have to open it completely to an angle, right? Make it just a little bit different. Right? Okay. Then after it finishes its activity, let's wait a little while. Then let it point forward. Let's take a look. Good. Then we are at frame 78. Let them both K on a rotation at the same time. In other words, our 58 to 78. This is a stationary needle. Okay, then go to pin 84. Let's make it point forward. We can come to a test chart. Let's make it point forward. When pointing forward, I also suggest that it's not exactly the same angle. There is one slightly forward. Then there is something that can be slightly. That angle is not exactly the same. Let's take a look. Let's make it point forward first. Okay, press K key. Let's record the rotation. Okay, then point forward and pause for a while. Stop to frame 96. Let's fuck again. Or you copy the 84 frames. Then when it reaches 102 frames, bring it back. That is, restore to frame 78. Let's take a look. It would be more fun that way. Then I said it. The angle of pointing forward can be different. Then we can choose one ear. Let's see which ear to choose. We choose the ear that is closest to us. I don't need it to spin that much. I changed it back a little bit. Press K key. Then let's take a look. Then I need to copy it back again. That's it. Let's go back to the camera view. Not bad. The action of pointing forward. Let's stretch it out a little longer. Let's take a look again. Us. Take a look. Give the rest of the resting time a little longer. Let's take a look again. Good. Not bad. Point forward from here. Before it points forward, we need a backswing. That is to say, before pointing forward from here, it should be slightly further back. There is a slight spin. Turn. In other words, we copy this 84 pin. Group here. Right? Copy a group here. In this group, they should be slightly backward. Rotate it. Let it have a backward and then forward. Right? Let's take a look at the effect again. Let's take a look again. Right? Go back and then go forward. So if you think it's a bit fast, pull these needles forward slightly. Let's take a look again. Okay, after it returns to normal. In fact, I also suggest that you give it a small backswing. Right? It means that it has returned to normal, not completely back to this. It should shake back a little and then come back. Yeah, shake it a bit. So we copy this key stitch forward and copy it one more stitch. Put this middle needle. Let's rock it back a little bit. Open it again. So it's equivalent to starting from this time. It is an overstitch back first. Return more. Then wander back. Let's take a look again. Good. Let's make this a little bit faster. The effect now is pretty good. Let's move a little faster here. Let's observe again. Do you feel very flexible now? Okay. When pointing down from here, point to this. In fact, we can also make it have a small rebound. Just let it do it first. A transitional state that reverses downwards. After the transition, bring it back. That's the same as before. From here to here. This is a keyframe of its target. We can copy it backwards for a while. It is similar to this structure. Then we choose a location. Let them move on. Or why let it rotate a little bit. Okay, again. Now it is just a rotation transition first. Then bounce back to one of our target positions. Did you see it? Okay, let's take a look again. Okay, this place is a little bit slow. Let's take a look again. Okay, it now. I spin a little too much. Or why go back a little bit? Rotate it. Slightly smaller. It's smoother now. In this case, it forms a set of animations. We can move it a little further. Animate the entire set. Pay attention to choosing 2 ears. Select the entire set of animations. Copy it again later. So if this is the case, we are in the entire 250 frames. It will have 2 sets of the same animation. We can observe its effect. Let's save our file first. Cancel our display overlay. This way the screen will be cleaner. Let's take a look at the overall effect. Let's take a look at the effect behind it. It seems to be different from the first frame. Right? Mainly our right ear. Because the right ear, when I restored this, it's not a completely straight. Let's take a look. Right? After this side is restored, it's not a completely worthwhile. In our first shot, it is actually a completely worthwhile. So we can put the key pin on this side. Copy the CVD. To replace it, the first set of key needles. Let's take a look again. So is this place. Its position is also different from this group. So we copy it to the back group. It should be right now. That's all right now. Finally, there is an animation on our tail. For the tail, we just need to make an animation of rotating up and down. But this shaft must be placed at the base of its tail. Control period. We open its axis. Now it has a smaller axis. Maybe we zoomed. No application. Apply zoom. Then put the axis at the position of its tail. Control period. That tail is very simple. We can find a location. K to rotate it. Find another location. Let's leave it a little. Go down slightly. K spin again. Then pry it back quickly. If you pry it back, just pull back the needle tape we had before. Let's take a look. Right? You can give it a little longer time. Slightly longer. Make the tail animation slightly slower. Good. That's the same. After they form a group, we can save copy backwards. Copy backward. The time can be more arbitrary, right? Okay, let's take a look at the animation on its tail. Not bad. So the last words. I hope its little horns can move too. But from our current perspective, the little corner in front of us is almost invisible because it is far away from this head. So in order to meet our animation needs, move these two small corners slightly forward. In this case, we can at least see its 3-character corner. So little angles animation. We only need to make an up and down animation. Up and down animation. So very simple. Let's choose a small corner first. We also start from 48 frames. Okay, 48 frames. Press K key. We can divide its left and right corners. Move its left front and right back. Such 2 corners. Let's do it at the same time. Take a seat. Then we come to 48. We came to a 58. 10 frames. Or 54. Let it go up. K key position. Then restore 48 back. No. Still slower. Let me take a look again. That's all right now. 48, 52, and 56. Then our other 2 little corners. Also do the same thing. We also started from 48. 48 we press K to record the position. Then 52. We exclude it too. It's exactly the same as the other side. Or press K. Then we copy it again. In fact, the 4 of us can do it at the same time. So why do I do this? Actually, after I finished it. Actually, I hope it changes over time. Let's take a look. It is such a change in time. Okay. Then we select all 4 corners at the same time. Take a look at the time of the entire group. We can go find some locations. Right? Let's copy it. Let them. There are 4 times or so in an animation loop. Good. Let's take a look again. Then, in this case, animated portion of our entire scene. We've already done it. Then come back in the next few classes. Let's talk about some settings of the camera. I wish the camera would have an animation too. Then we can put some background. There are also some post-synthesis parts. Let me tell you again. Okay, let's talk about it in the next few lessons.